Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of hermits and crafting. We're here with Scar's Frontier Outpost, taking a look at our incredible progress that we have gotten done in our last episode of Hermitcraft, and of course the live streams over the weekend. And it is so exciting to see this whole vision of a train stations and tunnels and bridges all come together. Let's land right where we started this entire project. And hello there, guys. I'm so excited about this. Look at this. I spent a good couple hours over the weekend cleaning up the cliffs, making them all very beautiful. And it was about 2 or 3 months ago where we set out on this project to create this new sub area of our base. And I think it has all come out very, very nice. But I need to head into the tunnel, and I need to get your guys' opinions on a couple design ideas. And there's the signal tower, not a stoplight, a signal tower. But let's move inside here. And what I want to do, and I've talked about this a little bit, is do kind of a rounded tunnel, you know, naturally. And I just think we could do something better. Now, you guys have given me a lot of great ideas about bandit camps and maintenance areas, and we're totally going to do all of that. Even like a window into the mines, which just like blows my mind. I love that idea. But for the general styling of the tunnel, I considered, stones, cobblestone, andesite, the general, what we usually do. But then I came up with a better idea, I think, and that's what I want to get your opinion on. What if we do the entire kind of tunnel design in like a coal block, all the different, darker tone blocks to really create, a dark tunnel instead of having it all stone and having it generally pretty light. I think it would look cool if you look into it from a distance and it's just black. Doesn't that sound very mysterious and very beautiful? It does to me anyway, but yeah, I want to get your guys' opinion. So definitely let me know if that sounds awesome or if you have any other ideas for the styling of the interior. But we've got to move on today because we're going to start an amazing new project for WelsKnight. And he said he left me a book at Scar's Landscaping Headquarters shop. And welcome back to Scar's Landscaping Design Services. And we haven't been here for quite some time, so let's head on down and take a look at this book. And I love the styling of this. Isn't this really cool? And hopefully this, gives the potential customers, if you will, a good idea of kind of what we can accomplish. And one of my favorite things that we built on the server is this giant root. I think it adds like a good element of story, how it kind of snakes its way through the actual, stone, and how you kind of exit the tree and into this cave, and how the cave kind of transitions into the mesa with a little window into the river. Or actually, no, that's a waterfall. Anyway, I'm getting way in the weeds here. All right, so orders. Let's grab our book, Landscaping Job. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I am so excited for this. All right, let's open this up and take a look here. Dear Scar, I would like to hire you using this coupon for a landscaping job. Now, we gave WelsKnight a coupon for, a free landscaping job for Christmas, so this is when he's cashing in, I see. Could you turn the throne room in my Dwarven base into a super awesome Scar cave of awesomeness? Thanks. Totally will do, and am very excited. I'm getting flashbacks to Scarland, the crystal caves, our own kind of little Dwarven kingdom we built for the roller coaster project. Oh, the ideas are flowing, my friends. Do you guys remember the little kind of Dwarven kingdom? It was a very small little thing that you kind of rode through in the roller coaster, and the crystal cave that's attached to the fishing cabin. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Let's go and see if we can even find Wels' base, and then we can get started. And welcome to today's project, and that is the designing of WelsKnight's Dwarven base throne room. So what we're going to be working on is trying to make this entire room kind of have a beautiful cave with a bit of a magical essence throughout. So that sounds amazing, right? So that's kind of what we're going to start working on, is making that. So as you can see, we have kind of a box. And from this box, if we can start carving out some kind of mysterious caves and some stalagmites and stalactites, and top this all off, we're going to go back to a concept that we have not done in a very long time, and that is a crystal cave design. So we're going to take one of our designs from Scarland, and we're going to start using the stained glass as crystals, something we did long ago in Scarland. And that was something that Wels had requested, is, something with crystals, trying to make, magical, little mystery in the air. So I'm excited about this. I just have literally no idea where to even start. I mean, there's lots of inspiration we can start to draw from this. Now, he had some ideas of potentially doing maybe like a glass or like a carpeted black floor to look like it goes off into infinity. I got a couple ideas too, potentially digging down in a very forced perspective manner. Now, the reason I might not be able to do that is because of these columns, and I don't really want to extend them down, and they would look, they couldn't maintain that forced perspective feel. Other idea is potentially maybe a lava river, like a highly detailed lava river, maybe? I don't know, kind of sounds amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of get started here, and all I'm gonna start with is just kind of poking at the walls a little bit, setting up a beacon, kind of figuring out exactly kind of where we want to take this all. So give me a few minutes, let me fully get set up. And welcome back, and we have a little bit of progress. So let's round the corner here, and as you can see, this is kind of a demonstration, if you will. This is kind of, I just wanted to get something down to kind of give myself kind of an idea of how I want to shape the rest of the room and then give you a better idea of my thoughts. So as you can see, just adding a lot of dimensionality to the room, really bringing in all sorts of little nooks and crannies of all of these rocks and little mysterious caves and things. Now, of course, this is just a basic layer. Think of this as just like the structure. Eventually, we'll get lots and lots of little bits of detail here and there, but I'm very happy with it. Now, this little archway, I decided to make a little arch and a little doorway leading off into somewhere. This is what it looked like before. As you can see, just kind of leads up to the wall. So if Wels doesn't like what I did, he can just take that out or have me take it out, whatever he chooses. But I just thought it kind of looks cool, and it gives him opportunities, I think, to, expand out into different directions. That's like the king's ready room, if you will. Think of Jean-Luc Picard aboard the USS Enterprise has his ready room, where he sips his Earl Grey. I mean, if the king here, the Dwarven king, maybe that's his ready room over there. You never know. But yeah, I think that's looking really cool. Now, looking at this is kind of like an hourglass. What if one of these was like water? I don't know. I just saw that just a minute ago. I was just thinking out loud. Anyway, so eventually we'll get the crystal caves, and let me show you what I've got here, actually. Where are, oh, there they are. So these are all of the crystals we're going to use kind of up into the caves and having some little crystals hanging down. But I'm very happy with the way this is coming out. It took a little bit to get the hang of everything, but I'm really happy with everything that's coming out. So what you do with this, and I just want to kind of show you guys real quick. I set up a beacon. And if you're familiar with my live streams, you know that I am a beacon pro. When people need beacons set up, they call Scar for that. No, they don't. I lied. I don't. I'm an awful beacon maker. You should have seen how much trouble I had. It was so bad I couldn't even record it. That's how it comes down to. I just have to leave you with that thought that it was so bad trying to set up that beacon and how many fails that it couldn't even be shown on YouTube. That's right. It was so much fail in one condensed location, it would have overwhelmed YouTube. It truly would have. I guarantee you that. All right. So as you can see, it's super simple what I've done. Just use your kind of imagination and just kind of feel out this cave and just try to kind of carve it out. So if you want to create something similar, see how you do that? Just kind of open it up and just move the blocks around and just see where it kind of takes you. Preferably use a silk touch, of course, because, well, you're going to be cutting out a lot of blocks and you're going to be replacing a lot of blocks. So always having that extra smooth stone on hand is always beneficial. Removing all the diorite because we don't want the diorite police to come here and condemn the place or something along those lines. This calls the diorite police, by the way. So let me cut these pieces out like that. And it's looking decent. It's just simple, like push in and push out in areas. So let me demonstrate that once again. So as you can see, I kind of pushed into the mountain and then up here, pulled down on the mountain and over, well, it's not there yet, but I was going to say I'm going to push that section out more. But anyway, that's kind of the basic thing. So I'm going to continue to make this. Excuse me, I'm explaining to the scars the detail here, and wait, where'd you go? Oh, it's an invisible zombie. There's an invisible zombie or something like that. Oh, it is creepy here. I'm all alone with Mumbo. Mumbo's asleep, by the way, in his octocopter, whatever he calls it. Quadcopter, whatever it is. It's all alone, so I don't know what that was. But anyway, let me kind of work on this some more, and I'll be right back. super fast build mode, and look at this crazy amount of progress that we have gotten done. Look at just, I don't know, the amount of detail in here in this staggering ceiling. I've done a lot of off camera kind of tweaking here and there, and I think this is really, really starting to come out. I love how the pillars look like they're being held up by the roof, or actually dyslexia, the opposite of that. The pillars are holding up the roof. But yeah, I think this is looking really, really incredible. There's just so much depth, and that's really the kind of the challenge. And our goal with this is to add just so much to the ceilings. And I just keep staring at them in awe. I think they came out very, very nice. But like I said before, this is only our first layer. So let's start moving on to our next layer, and that is kind of the detail phase. So let's take a look at some of the things we've got here. So why don't we line them up in our inventory? And we're missing one thing, so let me fly over. Oh! You know, oh geez, what's going on over there? Looks like some type of meeting's taking place. Oh, yep, nope, we're out of here. Goodbye, have a great time. Oh, I did it. Oh, I'm the best ender pearler ever. So I was having a little ender pearl trouble in the meantime off camera. I actually ender pearled into the lava. I'm not even going to talk about it, actually. I'm just going to let you guys know that happened, and I'm just going to leave it all to your imaginations. All right, so back to work here. So this is what we're going to do in these little areas that look like they're kind of almost like rock piles. They're kind of a little bit of erosion heading downwards. That's where you start to want to add some of these little bits of detail. So you add a little cobblestone, add a couple little stairs here and there like that, and then of course kind of filter out some of this nasty corner pieces like that. But yeah, it's super fun, just slowly but surely adding all of these little bits of detail here and there. Now what we can do, let's see, where can I actually show this? So take these cobblestone walls and then see these little points like here and there. If I had a laser pointer, that would be amazing. If you put the little cobblestone walls on the ends of those, they really create that beautiful stalactite and stalagmite styling that we're definitely going to be achieving, or at least trying to here. Our next phase after we complete this will be moving more towards like the crystals. So that's where we're going to get out the hardened glass. What am I even talking about? Is this modded? Is this Tinker's Construct all of a sudden? No, the stained glass, my friends, the stained glass. We'll be moving more towards that. And I think that's going to be really where we just put the finishing touches of awesomeness on this particular project. And as you can see, just little bits here and there. Once we start getting up here, we just kind of flip around like that and add lots and lots of really, really cool little bits of detail. Now, I wish we had a couple other stone variations that we could use that isn't, you know, diorite and or granite. Now we can kind of mix in a few of those, but I would only do those if it was my own build, because I don't know what Wels's preferences on those are. Now I think I can, you know, add a little diorite here and there that doesn't look bad, but this isn't my build, so I don't want to play around with that in case I do something that he very much dislikes. So I don't want to do that, but I want to jump back here and see if I can show you guys. See, we start adding those kind of rock piles going upwards, and we can start transitioning a little bit more of our andesite into those corners right there. And yeah, so this is another one of those processes where it's going to take another, you know, 3 hours to do this all. Now, this is day 2 of this project, as excuse me, I'm talking with the scars right now. I had no time for you in your cardboard outfit. I like your ingenuity. You know, you put your cardboard together. Unlike your friend here, you know, he just went to the store and bought those fancy little golden shoes. You used your craft abilities. Every time I see iron armor, I always just think it looks like cardboard. Anyway, yeah, so this is just super duper time consuming, and it's fun. It just takes a long time. And yeah, I think this really does actually make the difference in the whole design. Yeah, you could have this giant cave full of stone and it looks nice, but just adding those extra details, that's when it makes it special. end of super fast build mode once again, and as you can see, we now have so much beautiful detail throughout the entire design. I might add a couple other details here and there, maybe a little bit of vines hanging down from some of the higher areas, and maybe just, oh, we're falling down. Didn't quite mean for that. But maybe even have like maybe some lava coming down way in the distance, or maybe even a water stream here or there. But who knows? Well, we can get to those later on, but let's actually focus on what this whole design will come together around, and that is the crystal cave design. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab out some white stained panes, and then we're going to grab out maybe a little bit of blue, and we can throw in a little purple for good measure. And let's just start over in this little corner. Oh, jeez. You're back again, huh? Cardboard zombie. All right, let's make ourselves a little bit of scaffolding. Hopefully we don't have to deal with the cardboard zombies down there. All right, so let's get started with this. So build myself up a bit. So this is one of my favorite designs. Like I said before, we've done this in Scarland twice, I think about twice. So this is kind of like crystal. So you're using the, stained glass as kind of a crystal design. You're kind of just placing them here and there, trying to find some particular places. I like to generally go with about 60-70% white, and then use the color kind of as like a punch. The less the color I've found to design, the bigger impact it will make. So that's why sometimes I'm a little reluctant to get a little too crazy with the colors, and I like to kind of use it just as kind of a splash. See how, it's got kind of the whites here and there, but then it's bam, it's a beautiful color right there. I think that looks really nice. And we can, sneak back here, maybe add another little blue one right there. Ah, I love it. I love it. This is going to be amazing. All right, so let's just sit back here and take a look at how that came out. So it's very, very simple, just subtle, just like add a little bit of color through there. And I might want to add maybe one more blue, and I think that would come out really cool. Actually, maybe one right there, but what I want to work on now is one of our giant crystals. So these are a little bit more difficult and are a little bit harder to plan. So let's scaffold up here. So what I want to do is, now that we're up here, I'm going to start kind of carving back this little stalagmite here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing down some of this crystal downwards. Now these are very, very tricky, and they usually need quite a bit of trial and error to get them to look right, because they're very large. Because, in Minecraft, I always say this, we're dealing with just blocks, and to create small bits of detail here and there, it is very difficult sometimes to get those very small details. At least it's hard for me sometimes anyway. Let's pull these ones down here like this, okay? So now we have that established. Then we can sneak around here. Oh, this totally reminds me. Oh, this also reminds me of that. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about the positive part first. Do you guys remember the underwater house we built in creative mode a while back? If you remember the underwater house, that was a very organic house. We used jellyfish, chandeliers, and things of that nature. In the comments, let me know if you remember the underwater house and the jellyfish, chandeliers and things of that nature. Yeah, I love that project so much. I think it came out really nice. It was a very, very long time ago we did that. But I think it came out really, really spectacular. And we used these, style crystals, but used them more kind of in a jellyfish pattern. It's kind of versatile, if you will. All right, on to the negative part. Got to do it, guys. I'm not 100% sold on this particular design on the end. I kind of like what it looked like it's in its original form. As you guys know, they changed the pane, so they do this, which I prefer. I 100% prefer that. When it comes to this particular design, it kind of throws it. But I think it's okay. It's totally going to be okay. And now we're going to swoop around here one more time. See how we get in this thing? It looks great. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of give it a little form, start building up the rock around it. If you can do that, if you can get the rock around here and make it look somewhat realistic, the thing looks amazing. And if I've accomplished that, let me know. Let me know what you think so far. Hopefully, of course, the good WelsKnight enjoys this. This is something he'd requested. So I hope I've been able to make these. Like I said, I haven't made these in a very long time, not since the Scarland roller coaster project. Yeah, I think this came out pretty cool. Let's scaffold down and take a look. And there it is. Look at that beautiful crystal. Just imagine, many more of them up in and around here and there. I think it come out really cool, kind of mixing in. As you can see my palette here, I have some greens, I have some purples, some darker blues, things of that nature. I think if we put, 3 or 4 more of these over there, get some up hanging from this ceiling and then back in these corners, I think we're going to get something really, really amazing. So once again, let me finish this up and we'll finish up this episode. And welcome back. And in today's episode, we have really achieved something special, and I cannot wait to show you as we clear the door here. Look at these beautiful crystals we have. There's a witch. We got to work a little bit on some of those details, of course, because there is a lot of scary mobs in all the corners, but let's take a look at some of these beautiful crystals. Look at them just hanging on to the ceilings there. Now, some of them are lit from above. Now, that was actually a viewer suggested item way back in 2014, was to put glowstone above it and then put a piece of carpet there. And if you are still watching, let me know in the comments if that was you. It would be, I just want to show you that I'm still using that design and super appreciative of it. This is my favorite crystal right there. I think that one came out really cool. And just look at all the incredible detail throughout. Everywhere you look, you just see something new, and there's still a lot of work to go, but as much as I would love to keep going, it has been 2 days, and I've got to move on to my next projects, and we're going to continue to work on these on live streams. So like I said before, definitely follow me in the link in the description, and you can follow me on Twitch, and you'll be notified when I go live. And I'm just so excited to see this all come together, and hopefully WelsKnight enjoys it. I mean, that's the main goal, of course, is to make something nice that Wels likes for his beautiful Dwarven kingdom. And there's that witch still up there. But as you can see, these areas are still in much need of some designs. And of course, we're going to get to those on Twitch. But like I said, this has taken over 2 days at this point. And I'd like to kind of wrap it up so we can move on to the floor. And I've got some really fun ideas for our next episode to do on the floors. And thank you so much for watching today. And I really hope you have enjoyed the designs. And definitely give me some feedback on the crystals. Always looking to improve, or any of the other details today. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.